Okay, test, 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 test.
Test, 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 test.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. I'll just do the sharing, then we'll go live.
Okay.
Hello.
Hi, we're live.
Okay.
It's good to know it's all working.
Green light, go, go, go.
Hello, good evening, and welcome anybody, even everybody, and all you race clubbers out there, to round 5 of season 6 of the Race Club Championship. And this week we are at Zolder in Belgium for a fantastic triple header. And adding to the fantasticism of this week, I have a special guest co-commentator, the only man to get almost as many bans from Facebook as Donald Trump. It's Stuart Packham. How you doing, Stuart?
Good, thank you. Nice intro.
Well, I'd like to big people up as best I can. I'm thinking, what's special about Stuart? I think, Facebook bans is probably it.
Yeah, it's not the driving.
And obviously, the thing I must mention is Stuart is one incredibly quick driver, and I know he'll be colouring up and blushing because of it. But I have raced against him in the past. Well, I wouldn't say raced against him. Waved him away into the distance is probably more appropriate.
I don't know. These lot on track now are catching me up and passing me, actually.
Well, I found that when I first started racing. I thought, great. You know, I was winning a few races and that kind of thing. Then everybody got quicker, and I just went all very Nicholas Latifi, and you know that was sort of the end of my career, and I was escorted quietly to the commentary box.
These are putting a hell of a lot of effort in there, though. Especially Mr. Bazaps, to be fair.
Well, sorry, go on.
He's my race engineer lately, he is.
Ah, right, okay. I see. So you got a bit of an inside track tonight then?
Well, a little bit. But that Bathurst race we had in the GT4, we worked together on that car. Jesus, he was fast.
Well, you both were, and that was for those of you that haven't seen it. It was a 1 hour race, and what was it about? A 1 or 2 seconds between you at the end.
I just couldn't get him off.
So
could not get away from him.
So what's? Oh, I just need to cover just people who are watching. Just to remind you, we've got a triple header tonight. So we've got 3 20-minute races. They're all lights to flag, so they're real proper sprint races. And each race has got its own qualifying, 7 minutes a time. And we're just into the qualifying for race 1. So what are we expecting in the front end of lap times, Stuart, for this qualification?
Well, now that Ant is here, Mr. Alien himself.
That's the Brownster.
If he goes to optimum track, he can get 27s.
27s. Okay. Right, okay, that's left me slightly speechless, which takes some doing. Because if I saw the dark or the light side, I suppose you call it a 129, I thought I was doing well. Which the Brownsters there at the moment are 129.8 on provisional pole.
Yeah, but it's a fast track, and the Brownster is seriously quick. So even put Dan in a Bentley now, we'd get 27s easy.
Well, interesting, last week at the race we had at Spa, the Brownster qualified on pole by a country mile and then had a disconnection to start at the back of the field and still won the race.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody got a little bit. I think that's Grumbo Zoe. The Brownsters run wide there as well. So the one who hasn't, I noticed, put a lap time in, I'll just hop to, is Chicken Paxo. He's just coming up to the final chicane in the green Audi, and he hasn't got a lap time in yet. We've just under 2 minutes to go. And he does cross the line. No, he must still be outside track limits, so he's only got 1 or 2 more chances to get a lap in, so the pressure's there a little bit on Chicken Paxo. As it stands at the moment, he's going to start 14th. So who else? We've got Banff up into second. Now that we would expect. And Nunn's third, and your man Bazzock's currently in fourth, second row there. Is he underperforming, do you think, at the moment?
Massively. Definitely expect more from him.
Well, the good thing is we can have a chat with him before the race, so he can give you all these racing driver excuses when he comes online there. So I'm just looking to see if we got anybody who we think might be a little bit out of place. Not really down there. Chris V. Dub, the man with the hand controller, he's a little bit lower than what I'd normally expect. He's down there at the moment in 12th. So that's the Porsche. Does the Porsche suit this track or not?
It should be the corner exit speed of it, tight twisty. It should be up there. But I'm watching Chicken Paxton now, and he's coming into a bit of traffic before he heads on his last qualifying lap.
Well, he should cross the line with time still on the clock, so he's got one more chance, but he's leaving it late, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's behind.
Well, he's got a lap in, and he's gone sixth with that time there. He's 0.8 off the Brownster.
He's alright, saved himself.
Well, we've got a little bit going on on the chat. We've had a question in from a Ben Godden. He says, which version of Stuart do you have? I wasn't aware there were that many versions.
He's talking about the language. I only swear at him. So the good one.
Well, when people found out that you were commentating with me tonight, I had a couple of sort of messages of sympathy, and the other one was, there goes the YouTube channel. So I'm sure we can do something better than that. And the other one is from a Freddie Andrews, who says, go on Rusty Spanner. So that He's definitely got a fan on board. And Rusty Spanner at the moment, he's sat down there in 8th. Let's just have a quick look at him. Keep Freddie happy. He's just in front of Chicken Paxo there. The cameraman's having one of his weird moments and has actually caught up with Rusty Spanner, who wasn't in front of Chicken Paxo. He's just coming up to the line. So the checkered flag is out. The clock has gone down to 0. And who is still going to put something in a bit better? Possibly Rusty Spanner. He's coming up to the line now. No, he remains 8th. Who have we got? I think we've got Chicken Paxo coming to the line as well. He's popped up a place. He's got himself up to 5th. So that's still the 3rd row. And that is it. That is everybody back to the garage. So that's the end of qualifying for race 1. So shortly coming up, we've got the actual race, which is going to be 20 minutes lights to flag. No compulsory pit stop, so it's straight from one end to the other. So if they do end up in the pits, it's because something's gone horribly wrong. Now I'm hoping if he's there, we might be able to have a quick chat with Bazux, and he can put together an explanation of what went wrong in qualifying there, because he's down there on the 3rd row with Chicken Paxo. Are you there, Ben?
Good evening.
Hello, Ben. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. How are you?
I'm very good. I'm very good. And I think you know I've got Stuart with me as well, and I think he's after a little bit of an explanation of your performance in qualifying there.
Yeah, I heard the words underperforming. No man ever wants to hear that, do they?
No, so you know, have you got your book of racing driver excuses handy to explain it?
Yeah, there was.
Settle.
Yeah, oil on the track. There was traffic, wildlife. Yeah, I just couldn't string a lap together there. But, sometimes you come out of the pits and you get straight into it. But yeah, I just couldn't seem to get one going there. But never mind, we got 3 races.
Well, is there anything you thought he could have, he should have been thinking about a bit more there, Stuart? That you could give him a little bit of tip before he starts off on the race.
It's too fast for me to give him tips now. He was just in the wrong car.
It has been very tricky setting up the Ferrari for this track, which has been, considering this was actually my choice. This track, it was the privilege of having won the last season. I got to pick a track, and I picked this one, and and I'm quite a long way off the pace.
Okay, so you chose a track that the car you chose doesn't work on.
I didn't really think it through, Trevor, at the time, but it is a good track to drive. It's brilliant.
Man likes a challenge.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That doesn't. There's a bit of. There's a bit of the 7 Ps there, isn't there? So,
I think when I chose the track, I hadn't chosen the car. But
yeah, but once you've chosen the car, the track, you could have chosen the car that suits. Because I think Stuart suggested the Bentley should be sort of gone and in the distance round here.
Yeah, the Bentley's fantastic round here, but
20 seconds.
The Ferrari does sound good.
Yeah.
So that's most important, right? And this shoots fire out the back when you downshift.
Oh.
10 seconds.
So what are you thinking of race-wise then? Because you're on the 3rd row there. You've got Chicken Paxo alongside you. Any sort of pre-plans for race 1?
No, it's. I think generally, if you try and plan anything, that never happens here. I think obviously Jack's ahead of me, so hopefully he can get in front and maybe slow up. So you can get ahead of Dan and slow him up. That'd be great. But yeah, it's a very tight track. It's. I don't know. There are quite a few lines around turn 1, so it might be. I might be able to sort of float around the outside of Paxo, but I mean he's got the widest car I've ever known. Doesn't matter what he's driving, he's impossible to get past this guy. So there he is.
Well, I can give you a little bit of good news. You've gone up a place already. I don't know if you've noticed, but the Brownsters actually teleported to the pit, so he's starting from pit lane.
Oh wow, that's 2 in a row then. He's having a shocker.
Well,
that's good.
Yeah, well, he didn't seem to leave the room. He just seemed to jump there. So I think in the 20-minute race, even with his pace, he's going to struggle to make the dent into the field that he did last week even.
He was in a different league. He was phenomenally fast around Spa. So yeah, I will never write him off. But oh bless him.
Well, that was very kind. Any last words of wisdom, Stuart, for your prodigy? Or I don't know if that's quite the right word.
Yeah, just don't crash.
Beautiful, thank you.
You're welcome.
As well, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Bazix, we'll let you get on with it. We'll wish you luck, but obviously the even amount of luck as everybody else on the circuit.
Cheers, guys.
And we'll
Later.
speak to you maybe after the race or after qualifying.
Yep, sounds good. Cheers, guys.
Okay. Brilliant. Well, it's great to get that little bit of an insight there, but obviously it's a little bit disappointing. We've lost one already with Brownster back to the pits there. So I doubt that was strategic. I would imagine there was some kind of problem there that forced him to do that, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, unless he wants to keep out of the way for the championship, knowing he's only a fitter, I don't know.
I think you may need to explain this technical word for me, because obviously, you know, I'm more commentator than driver. But he has posted in the chat, oopsie.
Oh.
So I imagine he might have been off having a pee or something similar, and
Possibly then. He's not hit drive, has he?
and not hit drive at the right moment. So yeah, he's.
He's that much of an alien. He wants to do his last to first challenge again.
Oh, it was a bio break. There we go. Right, we better concentrate because they're coming up to the line. I'm going to put you quickly on the spot, Stuart. Who do you think's going to win?
Dan.
Yeah, well, I think Dan's going to win it, which is Donati. I'll go the other side of the road there. I'll go with Banff. So we'll, or just behind him, in fact. So here we go, waiting for the lights to go.
Green light. Go, go, go.
Green, 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 and we're off down to the first corner. And Donati's covering the inside as they head towards the left-hander, with Banff tucking underneath. But look at that, Anun coming right the way round on with the Lexus. So up to the right-hander, Anun still trying to force his way through on the Ferrari there. That was quite brave there by Anun there, but he decided just about how far he could push it, didn't he, Stuart?
I was watching the midfield. There's a bit of contact into turn one.
Okay, I can see there's a couple of... Can you see who's dropped back?
I was on board with Photo Pig. He's gone towards the rear now. I think he's lost a couple of positions.
Donati's got a bit squirrely coming out of the chicane, and he's got Anun down one side, and he's got Banff on the other side, and Anun has got through to the lead as they head down to the second chicane. And Banff's got it all wrong, and he's gone across the gravel, but he's probably got a track warning for that. But Dan's down into third, and Chicken Paxo in the background, he's up to fourth. So, or was he? No, he was fourth already, wasn't he? So Anun took great opportunity there. That little left-right chicane, that could be really evil, can't it? If you clout the curbs.
Yeah, he's in a big front-engine, lovely car though. So he's probably one of the better cars out here. That and the Merc.
And do you think that's better for this circuit with the front engine rear drive?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, look at this. We've got Donati coming back on Banff as they go down to the first corner. And Banff's forcing Donati to go wide, and he holds on to the place. And Chicken Paxo's just behind Donati, ready to pick the pits up. What are you saying, Stuart?
Oh, the teammates strapping.
So just looking further down, I imagine Simo was the one that had the problem early on, because Brownster's got in front of him already. He's up to 14th from the pit lane.
We've got two cars in the gravel.
Who have you got in there?
40. Randy Flange Pants.
Oh yeah, I can see he's dropping down. I'll just whiz back. I'm terrified to look away because it's all so close the whole way through.
I know, yeah. I'm tempted to go at the front, but I'll try and keep an eye on the back.
Okay, you keep an eye on the back. I'll look at the front end. Where at the moment, Anun hasn't got a big gap, but it looks like Chicken Paxo's a bit of a cork in the bottle here at the moment, because he's running fourth at the moment with Bazix right behind him, but behind them again then is Rusty GT and Marge, because they are really close behind in the other two Ferraris there. It looks like, unseen by me, is that Chicken Paxo, I think, has made a bit of a mistake, because he's now 2.5 seconds behind Donati. And Donati's dropped away from Banff as well, so It's great how our predictions were really spot on, weren't they, for who was going to win?
Yeah.
Welcome to Commentary Corner.
I meant race 3 though.
Ah, okay, right. Well, you got to hang around for that long now. So I'll just whiz up to
the end.
I'll just hop back up the front where Banff does seem to be getting himself back together and catching a nun. He's got it gap down to under half a second, but it's still a bit of air there. I'm going to pop back. The battle at the moment seems to be your buddy Bazix now in 5th, because Chicken Paxo's now made a break from him, and the 2 guys behind him, which is Rusty and Marge, are not too far behind.
Oh, Groot has put a lovely move on.
Oh, hello. And that looked like Marge, I think, has just taken the trip into the grass and along the wall. So Marge has spread out a little bit there as well. So I was just going to pop down to... Let's have a look. We've got a battle here for 9th at the moment. Is that what you're with?
That's what I'm watching here. Lovely, great little battle.
So we've got Photo Pig there in the lime green and red Ferrari, just coming to your screen there. Then we've got Groot in the Audi, and then Rusty Spanner in the green Lambo. Lambo not a car of choice this season. Have you tried the Lambo much, Stuart?
A couple of times, but it murdered me on the original Assetto, so I fell out with it. You've
Not
really
that
got to put effort in that.
Not that you've taken the ump with it at all.
Yeah.
So
Blame the whole of Italy.
to me, it looks like in this little battle here that Groot is looking quite racy behind Photo Pig there. Would you say? I think he's, you know, 'cause it's not the easiest track to put a move on round here, really, is it?
No, you got to really pressure in your stake, really. Through that chicane's the biggest one.
What, the one they've just gone through?
Yeah, really pressurise them so they hit the curb too much and lose control of the car.
Yeah, to me, and it may just be my incompetent level of driving, is that oh, hello, we've got action up the front. I'm just going to whiz back because Banff has dropped back by about 3 seconds from a nun. He was right on his back bumper there in the gold Ferrari, but he's now dropped back to 3rd, and Donardi is up to 2nd, and in fact Banff is dropping back into the clutches of Chicken Paxo in 4th and Bazix in 5th, so it's all quite racy up the front as well. Didn't see where Donardi made the where Banff made the mistake there, but it was obviously quite a significant one because he was, you know, within half a second of a nun there for quite some time. So who else have we got going on? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a whiz down to the Brownster. He's up to 12th, and he's got cars in front of him which you could see him getting by. I don't know. Where do you think he's not far behind that battle of Photo Pig, Groot and Rusty Spanner for 9th at the moment, so he could turn up and make things a bit lively there, couldn't he?
Definitely. Yeah, he's definitely got the speed.
Just, unless you're seeing anything else, I'm just going to pop back up because I think the battle that might just be about to bubble up, I think could be Chicken Paxo in 4th and Banff in 3rd, because I don't know what happened to Banff to cause him to fall back like that, but it looks like Chicken Paxo is now flashing his lights at Banff.
True blank pan style.
Oh, here we go. Look like Chicken Paxo is right under the rear wing of that Gold Ferrari as they go down towards the first corner, but Banff has parked it in the middle of the track, forcing Chicken Paxo the long way. And of course, the one that could be the winner in there is your good friend Bazix, because these two will inevitably slow themselves up by racing, won't they?
Oh, nice move by Photo Pig into turn 1. Yellow Ferrari.
Oh, is that who's? Who's there in the other? Oh, it's a lap car, is it? Oh, hang on a minute. I'm just lost because we've got Photo Pig there in 9th. Oh yeah, it's just updating. That's why I couldn't understand. That was Chris V Dub there. That's cool. So,
last two positions there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it just took a little while for the totem pole to catch up, but the one that's coming up on that little battle there, I can see is the brown stuff. So that's oh, that was a scenic route through the chicane, wasn't it? There.
Nice with the track limits.
Well, I do tend to use those track limit warnings as jokers.
You have to. Everyone has 3 or 4, don't they?
Yeah, well, you get 3 and then you get your wrist slapped and have to do a drive-through, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, Brown's.
Can't do them at Spa.
Oh, well, that was that. Last week at Spa, they were handing them out like sweeties come about 45 minutes in. And then there was all the driver excuses that they had to go over the top of Radian to avoid a crash, so it shouldn't really have been a penalty and all that kind of thing. Oh yeah,
down to turn 1.
That was the Brownster down the inside of Chris V Dub there. Just saw it in the back of shot. So that's the Brownster up to 10th. So that's one of them he's ticked off. So there's a bit of space there now, isn't there, between Chris V Dub and Groot. So that's given him Brownster. Yeah, not all the cars to deal with at once.
We're at the halfway mark. Keep pushing.
Okay, while we're just waiting for the Brownster to catch up there, I'll leave you looking at that one. I'll just see.
Yeah.
Your mate Bazard is on the back of Chicken Paxo. Don't know whether he can do anything about it, because Chicken Paxo was looking quite racy on the back of Banff there for a while, but now it's he's eased his way sort of back from one Gold Ferrari into the clutches of another one. Yeah, it's the straights on this track, isn't it? That you could just do. Oh, Baz has just done the airborne thing across the curbs at the final chicane. It was a full Dukes of Hazzard move. So he's now dropped from. Yeah, he was about 0.2 behind to. He's now 1.5 seconds behind. So I think you'll need to have a word about that one. So we'll just. How is Brownster getting on, catching up with the guys in front of him? What's happened? Have we lost? Oh, Groot looks like he's had a mistake because he's dropped back.
He went through the gravel in the third to last turn, and then those 2 guys got past him.
Ah, okay. Well, at least he's still pointing the right direction. I think everybody's still on the lead lap as well, aren't they? Or am I mistaken? Well, it says Simo's +1, but I think that's only because he hasn't gone through the timing marker yet.
Yeah, I think we're about 30 seconds. Lead was about 30 seconds behind him, I think.
So, oh, hello. We've got a change for the lead that we haven't spotted, or I haven't spotted. And when the cameraman catches up, because he needs to go left, there we go. Donardi has got the lead. So, there we go. You were right with your prediction with 8 minutes to go.
It's just a track of pure mistakes, isn't it?
I can hear you rummaging through the commentator's book of excuses. So I thought Nunn had got that one, and because it didn't seem like Donardi was catching up, so maybe possibly he made a mistake. Because Donardi's passed, but he's certainly not getting away. So I don't think Nunn has certainly given this one up.
We've got left 7 minutes. Plenty of time.
I always found it so frustrating how quick Anun was in that Lexus, because I used to drive the same car, and I'm just thinking that he's got the same vehicle. I should be able to, I shouldn't be sort of 2.5 seconds slower, but that's life, unfortunately.
Setups though is massive time changes on this game. You put the effort into a setup. Even the tyres alone get you a second to a second and a half.
And I think you hit the nail on the head, because I think that was one of my problems. And but I think my other problem is, you can tell me whether I'm right or wrong, was my consistency, is that I couldn't do enough back-to-back laps to give me the feel of what the car changes were doing.
Yeah.
So I needed if I was consistent, I could feel like, okay, I've changed the toe in and the pressures and all that, and it's made it do this now, and then I'd go out and change, and I just never seemed to be able to get that consistency. And even going back to my karting and road rallying days, to an extent, I just wrung the neck of whatever I had, and that was as fast as it would go, and that was the end of it. I didn't really sort of fuss too much about setup and that kind of thing.
This game is massive setup dependent.
See, what we need is like a what do they call it when you have like a single make series? So, yeah, there's no setup change. You just got to get on with it. I'd be fine with that.
Absolutely. Everyone, run the default aggressive setup. Here's your tyre pressures. Go out and do it.
That's it. All in the same car. It'd be a commentator's nightmare, but apart from that, it'd be all right.
GT4 is brilliant for that.
Sorry, what? Oh, the GT4 series, yeah. Oh, hello. Who's that going across? Oh, I think that is Simo. I think he might just be getting out of the way there. Because I think I noticed in the background that Nun, they're in second place. He was going a little bit gravelly. So Banff is coming back at him now with just 5 minutes to go.
It's a great battle for 10th, 11th and 12th.
I'm with you. Oh, yeah. Chris V-Dub there, 10th in the Golf livery Porsche. Then Groot in the Audi and Rusty Spanner. That will make Freddie Andrews very happy. Apart from the fact Rusty Spanner's just gone across the curve a bit there. But Rusty Spanner there in the Lambo. What are the tricks to this circuit to really gain a little bit of time? Is there anywhere a bit like sort of Eau Rouge at Spa, where if you get it just right, you're carrying all that much more speed up the hill, or is this circuit too bitty really to be able to make that difference?
Couldn't tell you. I just jump in the Bentley and she just goes like lightning around there. But as for just hit the right lines, hit the right curves. But in these cars, these are all so hard to drive around there.
Talking of hard to drive, it looks like Groot is having a go up the inside of Chris V-Dub there through the first series of corners. Not sure if he can make it for the next right-hander. Can he? Oh, no. You said coming up to this next chicane, this is where most mistakes are, definitely. And interestingly, Rusty Spanner there in the background, after that little mistake, within half a lap he'd caught up again and has just made another mistake.
I think the chap in front broke a little too early, so he pulled out of it instead of rear-ending, which is nice.
Yeah, but it's that horrible motorway moment, isn't it? When you sort of see the brake lights go on, you've got your foot all the way down, and the pedal's almost touching the firewall, and you're thinking, I'm still going to hit it.
Yeah.
And the whole world goes to slow motion, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
So how can I sort of make this crash a little bit less horrific? Now I'm tempted to move away from this because I noticed Banff is only half a second off and Nun up the front. Now we're going to hang on with it because Chris V-Dub looked a little bit wide there as they went onto the straight, and that is Groot coming down the outside, and looks like he's got the move done before the corner possibly. No, Chris V-Dub still got the inside line, manages to hold him on the brakes. So great little bit of racing there into turn one. And Rusty Spanner yet again winds them in a heartbeat.
Bamps all over and on.
Oh, Groot's got him. Turn two. He went deep. Oh no, and then Groot's ran wide onto the gravel on the exit. So Chris V-Dub just stayed to the Scalextric line and kept it in the slot, and Rusty Spanner was the big winner there because he has got himself up to 11th place there, and Groot unfortunately has dropped to 12th. So that did bubble up to a little bit of liveliness. Now I think Rusty Spanner there in the green Lambo has got quite good pace, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if he starts to give Chris V Dub a little bit of hard time. But of course, from the commentary box, we are quite often wrong. So I'm just going to hop back up the front. So apart from this battle, I think the next most likely is Banff on a Nun. And that was happened to Bazix. He's about 6 seconds back from this this battle for the podium. Is there anything do you think Bazix can do between the races to try and improve performance? Car-wise, I'm talking about, rather than you just berating the driver for not going quick enough.
It depends if he's got his tyres in. He's got fast track. He may handle differently on the Optimum. The track should get better, shouldn't it?
It should. It should rubber in for the third race of the evening. So I think. Do you think we're on the last lap? We've got 45 seconds. No, I reckon we've got one more lap at the end of this.
Yeah, do one more. Dan's not far enough ahead to slow it down a little bit tactically.
Yeah, someone, I think it was the Browns that could have had a chance of doing that last time out at Spa. I think he crossed the line with about a second and a half to go. So decided everybody else has deserved another lap. So I'm going to let these three by because I think they are going to be okay. But Chris V Dub and Rusty Spanner are still quite close together, and Groot is not far behind. Where did the Browns get in? Oh, the Browns got up to 7th, so that wasn't a bad recovery from the pit lane, considering it was only a 20-minute race.
No, I've done very well, I hope he stays out for race 2.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to get him in the mix as well. That could get quite lively. So these two, this is probably Rusty Spanner's last chance. He's looking at the inside at the first corner. Bit late on the brakes, can't quite do it. So hopefully we will be able to stay with these up to that right or left-right chicane.
Good driving, both of them there.
Well, particularly because Chris... Oh, hello.
Yes.
He's looking at the Rusty Spanner looking at the inside. He's got it done before the chicane.
Great move.
That was. I didn't particularly notice that Chris V Dub made a mistake. So that was just a cracking bit of driving. Maybe Chris just ran a bit wide at that first right-hander, and Rusty Spanner was through. So great move there. Okay, let's get back up to the front because Donardi is heading for the line. So Donardi wins, just behind him Anun. Third place is Banff, so that's your top three across the line. And then we've got Bazix in the second Gold Ferrari. He comes across in 4th place. Chicken Paxo, fairly quiet race for him there in 5th. Then Rusty GT coming through in 6th. Brownstead, great recovery from the pit lane there. He's there in 7th. And then Marge. Now Marge we haven't seen much of at all tonight. That's quite a quiet race from him actually, isn't it?
I know, yeah, he's been pretty quick on it.
He's got a lot quicker than you. Photo Pig goes through there in 9th, and then we've got this battle which we've been watching for 10th, 11th and 12th. So Rusty Spanner comes up to the pit wall. He goes through first, then Chris V Dub, and then Groot just behind them. And then Randy Flange Pants, he's coming to the line now in 13th. He had a little bit of an adventure on the first lap, didn't he? I think he was one of the two cars that went a bit wide.
Yeah, I didn't see if it was a mistake or coming together, but he was in a bit of gravel.
So, and our last one across the line is Crumbo Zoe. Zimo appears to have retired to the pits already. He's 3 laps down, so I think he's retired to the pits. So Crumbo Zoe coming across in 14th. So that completes the result for race 1. Don't go away because we've got 2 more of the very same coming up, and as Stuart has already said, hopefully we will have the Brownster not coming unstuck by having what he described as a bio brake, which I assume for the rest of us is a wee-wee, and having pressing the go button to be on the grid. So that should certainly liven things up, and also think the temperatures are going to change. I'm not sure we're going in tonight, but I think the temperatures are going to change, so that could produce a few different elements with people's tyre pressures and grip, couldn't it, Stuart?
Definitely, so I haven't got my whoever did the homework in practice.
So let's just have a look, see what's happening here at the... I can't hear nothing. So I'm just reading down the... Oh, I think that... I'm assuming they can hear us. Okay. Yep, I've got that. So, that's race 1. We're into race 2 now, and just to explain how the championship works on these triple headers, just to give everybody an even chance, because we know they can have a problem here or there, that we do have a system whereby out of the 3 races tonight, only the best 2 scores count. So it doesn't matter if they have, like Brown's, to have a connection problem, so he would expect to be up hopefully somewhere near the podium. He will drop that score, assuming his next 2 races are better. So that works well for keeping all the championship really tight together. We've got our final race next week, which will be a 2-hour at Kyalami. So it'll be great to see you joining us for that. That will be triple points. So obviously the drivers are going to want to hang in for that and try and get as many points for their championship as they can. The points for that race, and I know this is all sounding a bit like it was organised by the FIA, but bear with us. At the end of tonight, at the end of the first 5 rounds, they will drop the lowest score, and then that total of the other 4 rounds will be added to the score from next week, because it's a triple header and nobody's going to want to drop that. So, and then that will decide who is our championship for season 6. Yes, Stuart, you can go. You can go for your cup of tea now, as long as I can go for one a bit later. It's not like school. You don't have to put your hand up and ask. We're not quite that bad here. I don't think we got thousands watching, so I think we're safe on that side. But talking to people watching, we do love to hear from everybody out there, even if they're taking the mickey and telling us we're doing our job wrong and I'm rubbish, Stuart's rubbish, or vice versa. We're always pleased to hear. So Stuart's just asked permission to go for a cup of tea, so I'm sure he's going to be off for a few minutes. So we're then going to have qualification coming up almost immediately for the second race of the evening. And there we go, it's just started as I've come back. Unfortunately, I can only, because I can't go down for the kettle, because I'm in, I'm the hub for this connection to the outside world. I can only have water. So that's how poor things are here at Race Club. But yeah, we'd love to hear a bit more on the chatter from people out there. Say hello, take the mickey. Oh, we had feedback from a Ben Godden, age 7.5. He says Trevor's awesome. Oh, that's only because you want me back next week. And Stuart Ropey. So that's slightly harsh, but there we go. Right, let's get a proper view on the screen. So who have we got out that's going to put in a blinder? Well, we've got a nun here who we know is pretty quick. I wonder what sort of system, kettle system Stuart's got. I wonder if it's one of those hot taps, or is it one of those, has he got a good old-fashioned kettle like I have that dims the lights in the rest of the house when you turn it on? Now, let's have a quick look. Who do we expect to fire a good one in? Because at the moment they're on their out laps. So this is a nun just winding up, getting ready to go. He's the first one. Got to keep it all between the lines. Particularly problem around this circuit of Zolder is the chicanes, because it's very easy just to take that slightly too big a chunk out of them and go outside track limits, and that's the end of that lap time. The worst one being the second one at the bottom of the hill. those of you with old Formula One knowledge will know that is unfortunately the area when it was just a right-hand bend where Gilles Villeneuve came to grief as he hit the slower car of Jochen Mass back in 1982, and the car cartwheeled into the catch fence, and unfortunately he was killed. Obviously his son Jacques went on to win the World Championship in 1997. So just to this corner here, and that's the easiest one to get a penalty on. You just try and take a little bit more curb than you should do really, and its computer says no, and before you know it, your lap time's gone. Oh, that looked like Anun made a bit of a mistake there. I think he went a bit deep there, so unfortunately 8/10 of the way round the lap, and he's made a little bit of a mess of it. So we were lap times around about 1:29 in the first qualifying session, so let's see where Anun is going to drop in on this one. With the first lap time, he's a 1:30.6. Now I think he's going to have to do something a little bit quicker than that. We've got Bazix coming up to the line now in the Ferrari. Has the motivational speech by Stewart done anything for him? No, a little bit. He's a 1:30.4. Brownster again just into the 1:29s. I think there's a little bit more pace to come on that. Who have we got coming through next? Not sure, can't quite see it on the screen. So Photo Peak's gone through, he's 4th at the moment. So we've got quite a lot coming across the line, but not posting time, so I assume they have gone over track limits. Oh, who goes? Donardi 4th there, that's a surprise. Quite nearly a second off the Brownsters time there. So Donardi, oh, and Donardi's made a mess of that lap as well, so he's only going to have one more chance when he comes around to complete this lap. So Rusty GT pops in there at 5th, so that's a good lap from him. Banff in 6th, and Group there currently in 8th. No, and he's just been demoted to 9th. I think that's Chicken Paxo's just put a lap in. Yeah, Chicken Paxo just going around turn 1. And I think there's scratching in the ear, which sounds a bit like Matt Hancock trying to get out of a box in the jungle, I think means that Stewart is back with me.
Yeah, I'm back.
I wasn't sure whether you were having a seizure there or laughing at me joke.
Yeah, just trying to climb into the rig.
Yeah, I was like, I really must come up with a more comfortable solution.
Yeah.
I end up spending longer in the rig than the drivers do.
Oh yeah, longer in mine than I do my wife.
It was going to happen. I knew it was. I just thought the first race had been so controlled. Right, moving on quickly from that, ladies and gentlemen. Just like to focus your mind away from that comment straight onto the track there, where Anun, by 9/1000ths of a second, has just pipped the Brownster for provisional pole position. So that is quite a lap there by him in the Lexus, and it's looking really tight at the top, where your man Bazix has got there in 3rd place at the moment, just 0.12 off. So
getting his act together.
It was that motivational speech. Oh, Chicken Paxo grabs pole, 1:29.8 there. So let's have a look. Who hasn't got a lap in? Rusty Spanner and Chris V Dub at the moment, but I would expect them to pop something in fairly soon. Oh, Rusty Spanner pops in at 10th there. So we've got 45 seconds remaining, so Anun goes across the line. Look at that, 1:29.5. Wow. Can anybody beat that, do you think? Well, it's not going to be Chicken Paxo because he's in the pits. So Brownster, he looks like he's rolling off the throttle there, I think. Oh, he's got 21 seconds to go, so I think Brownster's just building up for another one. He's just giving himself some space.
Dan's got 10 seconds to get to the last corner for another lap. Yeah,
yep.
We should do another lap.
Yeah, Brownster's got through. He's got another lap. Look at those top 4, just 0.4 of a second between them. Oh, and who's that just popped in there? I think it was
Dan.
Donardi, yeah, they're in 3rd. So he just popped it up there as well. So there's now 5 of them within 0.4. Oh, and Bazux, look at that. He's just popped in a 1:29.55.
Ah, welcome to the party.
He's welcome to the party. He's gate crashed it. He's just 24 thousandths of a second off. This is getting ridiculous. It is all just so tight. The top four are 0.273 of a second apart. Absolutely incredible stuff here.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't race now.
Well, you might have been embarrassed.
No, I'd have been about 7th.
So I think the only one that might gate crash this party at the front is the Brownster, and he looks like he's catching rusty. I was going to say rusty flange pants, but that was not a picture I wanted to create. And I think Rusty's on his own lap as well. So I think unfortunately Brownster's having to back out of it. So Randy Flangepants is going when the cameraman gets his act together. Randy Flangepants is... Oh no, I think that was actually Chris V. Dub going for the line there. So Chris V. Dub there with his teammate Randy Flangepants is up there in 12th and 13th. So that's our qualifying done for race 2. That was all a bit fast and frantic, wasn't it? So we've got Bazux on pole, Nunn second, and then on row 2 we've got Donardi and Chicken Paxo, and then we've got Brownster and Banff on row 3, Rusty GT and Margin their Ferraris on row 4, Rusty Spanner and Photo Pig lock out row 5, Groot and Chris V. Dub. Chris V. Dub, it doesn't seem to be suiting him this circuit. He's a little bit lower than I would expect. They're across there on row 6, and then Randy Flangepants and Crombo Zoe on row 7, and Simo rounding out our grid in the Aston. So, as we did in race 1, we are going to give a quick shout and see if our good friend Bazux is there. Are you there, Bazux?
Hello.
Hello. So, congratulations on that pole position. Was it that great motivational speech by Stewart that made the difference?
Do you know what? I nearly ruined that lap because Stuart sharing how he splits his time.
Oh, sorry.
Very funny. But no, it just sort of clicked. I mean, there's nothing in it, is there? It's 0.2 down to 4th, and you'd never write Brownster off, even though he's 0.4 off that lap. So yeah, long way to go yet.
And even Banff at 0.8 off. He's not a million miles away, and we know he's got pace as well. So, yeah, it's all looking sort of frighteningly close up the top there. Who are you most in fear of in this second race?
Do you know what? Nunn's looking fast, isn't he, tonight? That Lexus seems to be really well suited to this track. So, yeah, it'd be quite sweaty in my seat for the first few corners. Hopefully, just get away clean and go from there.
Well, the first race seemed fairly tidy at the start. I think there was a little bit maybe of a coming together towards the back, but nothing too horrendous. I think actually everybody apart from Simo went to the pits. I think everybody finished the race on the lead lap, which was great to see. Shows things are tightening up.
Yeah, massively, and even just between seasons, everybody seems to be getting quicker. So, yeah, no doubt, by next season we'll be even tighter. So something to look forward to. So
come on, Stuart. Motivate your man here. You came up with some words of wisdom last time, which I'm sure our viewers will take away. What have you got for him for this race?
10 seconds.
Dig deep, Stuart.
Avoid the gravel.
I will do my very best. Yeah, it's quite an evil track. You make a small mistake and you can really pay a heavy price for it. So I will hold your words dear, Stuart.
Good. I've had to do an endurance race on this track.
Well, I bet that was quite something. 20 minutes is enough at a time.
Well, I suppose this format's quite good, that if you do have a complete clanger of a race, because you drop the worst one of the 3, it does keep you sort of motivated to get back out there in the other 2, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, I'm a firm believer, and you just need to finish every race you start, really, because you never know what will happen. I think there was one race a few seasons ago where about half the field seemed to run out of fuel on the last lap, myself included. So it's always worth finishing. And but yes, these sprints do add a certain element of excitement for sure. It's quite good fun. The endurance races, as enjoyable as they are, they can really bite if you make mistakes. So it's a whole different sort of kettle of fish, really.
And of course, looking forward to next week, we've got a whole 2-hour endurance race. We
have, another track that the Ferrari's not very strong at. So it's there's a bit of work to be done on the setup, I think, ahead of that next week. And 2 hours to sort of you can start playing around with strategy a little bit, But I'll just worry about trying to get through these ones. I think first.
So tell me again. So the Ferrari's not very good at Zolder. It's not very good at Kyalami.
Yes.
You picked it because
it does sound good.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite exciting. It spits fire. Sounds pretty good. Yeah, I mean.
And it's gold.
And you can paint it gold, yeah.
Okay, we're winding down towards the end of the lap, Ben. We will let you get on, and again wish you even amount of luck as everybody else, because there does seem to be quite a herd in your rear view mirror that we can see coming up, and they all want your spot. So best of luck, Ben, and we'll speak to you a little bit later on.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Okay, that was Bazix, who's our pole man in the gold Ferrari on the right-hand side of your screen, as the drivers line up side by side as they're heading towards the grid. I have to keep it under, is it 70 kilometres an hour, Stuart?
Oh, I mean MPH, I think it's 31.
Ah, okay.
I'm not sure.
Oh, might be 50 kilometres. I just try and keep everything in the green. That's about as sophisticated as I get with it.
Same as me, really. I'm not too clued up.
You make it all. You make it all sound like you're very casual to it, but I've seen your race. But here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Green light, go, go,
We're
go.
off down towards the first corner, and Bazix is on the inside and Nunn on the outside. Who was that? Donardi looking a bit racy in the Audi just behind. And Nunn. Nunn's not following the advice. He's in the gravel. What have you seen, Stuart?
Bamp on the gravel, I think.
Ah. Well, talking the gravel seemed to do quite well for a Nunn there, because he got in front of Bazix at the first corner there. Maybe Bazix was a little bit cautious there, but I think Donardi's moved up a spot, hasn't he? He's up to third. Hang on, we'll just let the timing screen catch up with ourselves.
Yeah, I'm down with Bamp by
it's all looking a bit... Sorry. Oh, so it all looked a bit scrappy through the chicane there, but I think everybody's still pointing in the right direction.
Yeah, Branson took the scenic route, but escaped, so...
Oh, the other one you were saying, Bamf, how's he ended up down there in ninth?
He turned one, he went wide, I think, into the gravel. But not sure if it was a push or a mistake.
But as Bazix was saying there, one little mistake and it does really cost you, doesn't it?
Definitely, on these old school tracks with gravel. If it was Paul Ricard, he'd be alright.
Well, you have to go 3/4 mile before you hit anything. I've driven sort of Paul Ricard, and I think the biggest danger is getting lost.
It's a funny track. Awful for the Bentley.
It's something like 192 combinations or something. I've read somewhere once on that track, which is just ludicrous, isn't it?
Oh, it's mental.
So, just looking up the front here, and Nunn, after getting the lead there at turn 1, does seem to be putting a bit of air between himself and somebody's off there. Who was off? Brownster, I think. Yeah, I think he seemed to go a bit wide there. He's not having the best night, is the Brownster there, is he?
No, the McLaren on these tracks, to be fair, with all these bumps and curves and stuff, you've got to be so accurate.
And we've got Chris V-Dub and Simo into the pit, so I don't know what's happened there. Hopefully we might hear something into the chat. And I'm just looking to see who is where. Crumbo Zoe there, just give her a shout. She's up to 9th place there, so I think she qualified about 14th, so that is quite a leap forward for her. So she obviously took advantage of everybody having their little adventures there at the start. But I think she's... I think she's about to come under a bit of pressure there. Oh, and Randy Flangepants got himself on the grass there, and it sucked him straight into the wall. So I don't know how much damage she's picked up. Oh, the Brownster's gone deep there. Brownster's into the gravel. Slinking the shortcut at the last corner. Might be a track limit's warning there, but Crumbo Zoe is still holding him off. So Brownster's still trying to work his way forward. He's not having a good night, is he?
No. Should get back down the inside now, though.
Has Brownster got Zoe? Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna now.
Well, the only thing... she's coming back up the inside. Oh, and they've both gone wide there onto the gravel. So for 2 laps on the trot, Brownster's in the gravel there. So that's going to make him a bit of a hard work for the night. And he's back there with who he was with the last race, isn't he? Who's that in front of him? That's Photo Pig and Groot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
There's a bit of deja vu there, I think. So, I don't know where to look because there's action going on all over the place.
No, mate. I'm actually braking as well when I'm watching these cars. I'm trying to brake in my rig.
I've got too much else going on. I couldn't cope with doing anything like that as well.
Oh god!
So,
yeah, I'm watching Browns doing his 4-way battle with Zoe, Flangepants and Photo Pig.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was a bit of a possible track cut there, I think. But I don't think Photo Pig was giving that one up quite that easily. They're going side by side to the line there, and unfortunately, Brownster's got 2 cars to try and get by. Oh, he's trying to go through the middle, is he? Well, I think he's got Groot, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got the Groot.
Right, let's see if he can make this turn 3 without ending up in the gravel. It's not normally a phrase I'd sort of attach to the Brownster, because normally he's like a Skeletric car, always in the slot. So
cracking action.
It is. It's really. You're fine for the... Oh, it looks like Groot was going a bit airborne there. But the interesting thing you find is that you watch a battle for like 2 or 3 laps and it won't overly develop. You think, oh, Brownster forcing his way through a little bit there at the chicane. And I think he's come off worse again. The drivers further down the grid are not giving him a quarter at all, are they?
No. Absolutely. Always.
That was a bit of a launch, wasn't it?
It's a bit of dive on that was. Got away with it.
So here we go to the final corner now. He's got Groot. He's trying to get Photo Pig now, but Groot's not giving up behind him, is he?
Yeah, I think because he's so quick and he obviously brakes later than the people he's racing around, it's unsettling him because he has to brake a little bit earlier than he wants to. If that makes sense. Yeah,
it's that. Oh, hello. That was that Photo Pig bouncing across the gravel a bit there, and the yellow McLaren has made his way past Photo Pig and Groot now, so I imagine he will gap fairly quickly, assuming he's not carrying too much damage.
He should pull away now.
He'll be after Crumbo Zoe, which I'm sure she'll be very keen to hang on to that top 10 space there in the Mercedes. And the other one that I'm sure will be pleased is Randy Flangepants in the other Porsche 911 with the Golf livery.
Which livery?
So let's just pop back to the front. So, none. I've been. Oh
dear.
Give me a clue what we're doing at.
Sorry, Ramster's been tagged off by Greeting photo peak.
Oh, as I said, as soon as I go away. Oh, is that down at the chicane?
Yeah, I just flicked back to it and someone was rear-ending him.
Oh no! Well, it's interesting. That's the opposite of what you said, wasn't it? You thought the problem was that he was braking late and almost running in the back of the others. So it looks like the opposite's happened. But he's staying out, so he can't be carrying too much damage.
Nah, just treat this one as practice.
So, just looking up the front, I'm terrified to look up the front because last time I did, everything happened everywhere else. But Nun, I've been keeping an eye on the gap, and he's got your man Bazix at about 1 to 1.2 seconds, and it doesn't seem to be particularly coming down. And the same with, well, I was going to say the same with Donardi in third in the first of the Audis, but he seems to be starting to catch Bazix, and then in the background there we can see the red and green Audi of Chicken Paxo in fourth place. So this pack up the front are running very close together.
I think they've got the right in there. Consistency will be better. They know the track, they know the limits.
And we found that at the third, when we had this format of races at Brands Hatch, the third race was absolutely epic. They were like nose to tail the whole race.
And I think the Bryce has got something. Oh no! She got a bit of a tank slapper on, lost it, and actually hit Brownster.
Oh, was it Brownster? Because Brownster's still a little bit back. Oh, someone's just gone hurtling up the pit lane there.
Yeah,
that's Photo Pigs into the pit lane there.
Oh, Photo Pigs, yeah. He's just decided enough's enough.
So Groot's up to 10th. He's got in front of Crumbo Zoe, and Brownster yet again. There's not much green paint left on that McLaren of Brownster's. It seems to have gone down to. Yeah, I think
Crumbo
it was.
Zoe,
halfway
he got a
mark,
bit of a
still a
tank
way to
slapper
go.
on and hit Photo Pig. It was completely a mistake. He never intended. And I think he had too much damage and just went onto the pits.
So who's Brownster's after Crumbo Zoe again? I've said that phrase already, haven't I?
Once or twice.
So it's bubbling up a little bit at the front because Bazix has got the gap down to a Nun to 0.7, and Donardi seems to be almost pushing Bazix, who's second. Donardi third in that first green Audi, almost pushing Bazix up to the back of a Nun. So, you know, we've just gone over halfway, so I can see this bubbling up to quite a finish. And Chicken Paxo's not far off either. He's only 1.3 in seconds behind in fourth place. So really not a lot between these top four.
No, it's the only real battle on track at the minute as well, so you might as well stay there.
Yeah, I'm just scanning my eyes down to see who's going to catch up. Brownster's up to 11. Brownster's got Crumbo Zoe there. So he's nearly into the top 10 again. So he's got a couple of cars in front of him he might catch. Oh, it looks like
Zoe already.
Yeah, he's got
6 seconds off route.
So yeah, he could get another couple of positions for the end. So looks like a Nun has pulled a bit of a gap again on Bazix there, nearly got it up to 2 seconds at the second split. But the pressure seems to be coming from Donardi on the back of Bazix now for second and third.
Yeah, that's where
I'm just amazed when they're braking so close to each other here that they there isn't more incidents. You know, they've obviously got their braking points and they stick to it, but even with allowing for a bit of a tyre wear, they don't get a surprise.
No, it's very good, isn't it? The track boys like this.
The thing I remember from my sort of slight youth, and I've raced in Formula Rotax and things like that, was that when you were racing, it was quite interesting especially if you're running in a pack, you were concentrating on the other things that were moving rather than the stationary stuff like the track and so on beside you. So you seem to pick up so much quicker on when the car in front of you braked, and you braked accordingly. So it was all that concertina effect. I always remember standing by the side of the track and thinking, yeah, it is actually quite fast, this. You don't really, when you're in that pack and you're following someone, you seem to have that kind of rhythm almost, don't you, with them, that you know where they're going to brake and you do. But it's oh, hello, who's got photo pics haven't, it's afternoon has just gone from bad to worse because he's just got to stop and go for exceeding the pit lane speed limit. So that's going to work. So we've got 6.5 minutes remaining. We had 13 laps last time, didn't we? So it should end up for about the same again. I'm just trying to see where what's going to come to the boil. I think it's going to be this Denardi-Bazix battle, because at the moment I don't see it anything else particularly that anybody's going to close, apart possibly from Brownster on group.
It's an optimum track as well, so I'm just going to jump on board, see what times they're actually going to be doing.
Because I could be I was going to be brave and jump the timetables, but we know with the fragility of ACC and spectator mode, that's probably not a good move. Oh, Chris V Dubs had to go for the pits as well. So Randy Flangepants, I'll give a shout out to. Just a bit brave of going away from the leaders there, but Randy Flangepants didn't have the greatest first race, but he's sat there quite comfortably in ninth at the moment. He's got quite a big gap behind and in front, so he should be doing all right. Now the man with the fan club, Rusty GT, or was that Rusty Spanner? Hang on. Sorry, Freddie. Oh, Rusty Spanner. There's too many. All the millions of names you could choose from, and two of them start the same. They could be related for all I know. He's running around there. Sorry, go on.
Dan's got to run on Bazix.
Yeah, good spot. Down to the first corner. Down the inside.
Contact. Oh, ambitious.
Dan's in the gravel, and Bazix got away with that one, didn't he?
Yeah. He had to try it that.
Do you think sort of Dan half bailed that one at the last minute?
Yeah, he tried to more scare him so he would go wide. But Bazix wasn't really. He had to try it. It was just
yeah, it's worth a shot. What's that? That's dropped him to fifth, I think, hasn't it?
Yeah, they were so far ahead of the field that he went pretty close.
Yeah, that's it. He's dropped into fifth. Oh, someone off there. I think that's Sim. Is that Simo? Just trying to have a look. Yeah, I think it's Simo just off the track there. Not quite sure. He's just off the track after the first chicane. Not quite sure. I don't know if he was just getting out of the way of the fast boys. But he's just got
a cracking lead there.
Sorry?
And Nun's got a great lead there.
Yeah, where's he suddenly? Because it was it was bubbling around 1 to 2 seconds, wasn't it? And suddenly it's 4. So did Bazix make a bit of a mistake through the last chicane?
It's where he had the contact with Dan. I think it just dropped him back a little bit.
Oh, well, that's handed that one to a nun, really, isn't it? I don't, with 3 minutes 25 to go, I don't see. Yeah, we're definitely going to have 3 more laps, aren't we? It seems like the race pace is a bit quicker this time because
optimum track now.
So, who else? Well, Banff could possibly do something about Chicken Paxo. Banff currently in 4th in that gold Ferrari there, catching Chicken Paxo in the green and red Audi. I don't see Denardi with just a couple of laps to go who's going to make. Oh, what I can see happening is Marge on the back of Rusty Spanner. So Freddie's going to be a bit upset with this one, but Rusty Spanner is coming under a little bit of pressure here towards the end of the race. And Marge is definitely a driver who has improved over the, particularly this season, that he had a stunning race at Bathurst, the endurance. I think he came third.
He was in the back as well, wasn't he? Yeah, he was damn quick as well.
So yeah, he was quick there, wasn't he? Of course, that was a race you were in. But yeah, I've been really impressed how he's come on, particularly on pace, because he was sort of down towards the back of the field, and he now is quite impressive. He's sort of getting up there towards the sharp end.
There's 6, 7, possibly 8 people in this group who would fit in any top division I've raced in.
Oh, okay. Good to see we've got a good quality of driver here as well. And it's good that he's been here for a few seasons as well, and gradually built it up. And I don't know what you think, but when you've been racing the same people season in, season out, it does make the racing a lot better, because you sort of know who you can race with and who the quick guys are, and you can make those kind of decisions, can't you? Whereas you've got people, you're in like a public room. It's a bit of a lottery, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, exactly. You get the trust, and you won't report every incident, because you know how they race and you know nothing was meant. And we're all going to have a coming together for whatever reason. Get a lag, racing incidents going to happen, but just a bit of fun.
That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it's supposed to be. Now, I think if we just check where a Nun is, because we're still watching this battle between Rusty Spanner in 6th and Marge in 7th. Where's a Nun? A Nun is... Yeah, Nun's going to have another lap, definitely, as we know. Chicken packs are going to be... Come on, cameraman.
He's getting closer.
Yeah, I know.
He's flashing. He's flashing Razak.
As you say, it's full blank pang.
He used to scare the life out of me. Especially night races and someone's flashing you behind.
You saw what put tape over your rear view mirror, don't you?
Oh, I know. It's so much pressure now. I did used to crash a few times, but now I just soak it up. But the early days, oh my God. Enough used to put you up.
I would never get me button set up that well, because I tried to find out which one it is, and it's trying to put the speed limiter on down the straight. And the other one is where you try. I'm rarely in that position to actually, how should we say? Here we go. That's got to be a brave one down the hill there, isn't it?
I think he's just going to apply maximum pressure. He wants him to go up instead of making a move.
Trying to get him to get a track penalty as well.
Good driving from the pair of them, that is.
Oh!
He's up.
That was the kiss of death, wasn't it? That was the commentator's curse there. The power is strong with you. Great driving, and straight into the wall.
Yeah, Jedi mind trick.
Okay, let's pop to the front, because we have got a Nun coming up to the finishing line. He comes through the final chicane. He has led this virtually from turn 1, and he's pulled out a good 3-second lead. It's a great race there by Nun. He crosses the line to win. Bazik's in 2nd, Chicken Paxo 3rd, Bamp 4th. That's how quick they come across the line. We then look back for Donati, who had that go at Bazik's into turn 1, but couldn't quite pull it off and had a half spin, so I had to recover. And then Marge, I should have stayed with it. Marge got by Rusty Spanner there, so Marge in 6th, Rusty Spanner 7th, Rusty GT in 8th. And then Randy Flange Pants, he's had a fairly quiet race there. When the cameraman goes left, cameraman, there we go. He's had a fairly quiet race, but he's coming through in 9th. I see the Brownsters all... Randy Flange Pants nearly got it wrong at the final chicane, but he's got it all gathered up and he's heading for the finishing line. And then Groot is coming through in 10th. And then Crumbo Zoe, I think she's going to be quite chuffed with this. I've just given the kiss of death there. ran on to the grass as soon as I said it. But Crumbo Zoe there, that is, she's on the lead lap and she's just outside the top 10 there. And I would actually argue she's done well because she's finished ahead of the Brownster.
Anyone who finishes ahead of me. He did crash 7 million times.
As you said, you've got to be in it to win it.
Good drive.
So I think we're going to let all these people finish, and then we'll try and have a quick word with Bazik. So what happened with that little coming together there with Donardi? So that's Crumbo Zoe. So I think the others are just going around on their victory lap, and they're all working their way into the pit lane. Nun trying to elbow his way to the front. Who do you think he is, Max Verstappen? Oh, did I say that out loud? So they're all driving along there. So, oh, who's the Ferrari with a bit of trying to see. Unfortunately, the Ferraris are identical, so it was a bit difficult to. Oh, it looks like Bazik's Ferrari's got a bit of panel damage on it. Oh, and we've got some chat coming in on the YouTube. Who have we got? Jürgen says, let's go, guys. I think that was a little bit late in that one. And Raul's a nun, I think, isn't he? And he's got lots of smiley faces, which I don't blame him for at all, because I would be questioning that one. And interestingly, Brown's through saying they must have missed the memo about race 2 being a demolition derby. So, and Donardi's already getting his apologies in for the contact with Ben Smith, who's Bazik. So hopefully, if we give Bazik a little bit of a shout, he may well be able to join us, and we can have a quick chat about what happened there. Are you there, Bazik? No, it's going to be. It's like proper TV, isn't it? When you hand over to someone and they're not there. Shall we have one more quick go? Are you there, Ben? No. Okay, so what we're going to do quickly while we are in a little bit of limbo, I just want to talk quickly about our sponsor, who is Lovely Stickers. You can find them on Facebook. They produce vinyl stickers of all sorts, but they do specialise in the stickers that go on to steering wheels from anything from Fanatec, CSL, Logitech and so on. So they are providing the prizes for the drivers for this season, so they will be able to have their own livery on their rigs. So that's a great thing from them, and we're really appreciative of it. So we really love it if you go over to their Facebook page and click that like button, and even better if you were to order something off them, we would obviously really give you a big thumbs up for that one. So thanks again to Lovely Stickers for being our season sponsor. So I think Bazik is already on his way out, or he's got the ump and he's not talking to us. One of two things have happened. So I can't remember, because I just talk and hope it all works out. That no, he's
in the pits now.
Oh, he's back in the pits. Is he? No, and Donardi's out there. So he's obviously not wanting to talk to us at this moment, so I think we'll try and catch him after the qualifying session. So I'm and ahhing like I shouldn't do.
He did leave the door open though. Or ajar, should we say. Ajar.
It was like...
It was a bit old.
Yeah.
It was slightly open, wasn't it?
But I think it was slightly open. I agree with you, because I think the other thing is that it was a case of that was probably going to be his only chance. I imagine Bazik maybe had made a little mistake, and he thought, well, if I either go now or I don't go at all.
Yeah, everyone would have tried that one, to be fair.
Yeah, it's like the red mist was there, and it's like, I'm not going to get any closer. We'll give it a bash, and you know, it was, I suppose, the only good thing, and Donardi's not going to thank me for saying this, is that the only one that came a gutter in there was the aggressor, really.
Yeah.
So it's usually in those situations, or I always seem to find it, you both sort of gently pirouette round into the gravel. So
yeah.
With naughty words emitting at a rapid sort of machine gun rate.
Yeah. And then best of friends tomorrow. Sorry.
So interestingly, and Nun is still sat in the pits. Maybe he needs a bio break. So he's just we've got interactive stuff happening on Facebook. There's a novelty. How do I join Race Club? Well, we can certainly help Liam not out with that one in a minute. So if you're listening, Liam, I haven't ignored you. I just can't type and talk. Like one of those pat your head and rub your tummy kind of moments. So, Anun is out of the pit. So hopefully we should start to see a few lap times coming in now. Do you think they should be going a little bit quicker now?
I fully expect some, at least low 28s now, to up to now, quality setups. Just, if they're saying 29s, then they need shooting.
Well, the lap time, the pole last time I think was about 1:29.3, wasn't it? So Bamp's first effort's a 1:29.6. So who else is coming up to the line? We've got a bit of a Donardi there, 1:29.250.
Yeah, there's going to be a high 28, definitely.
Well, Brownster's first pass is 0.12 off pole. So they seem to be getting it better between the lines because we're getting more lap times in on the first attempt. So Bazzett's there about 0.54 off pole, so not a million miles away. Who else are we expecting to get a lap time? Chicken Paxo, he's just coming to the line. Has he kept it between the lines? Yes, he has, but he's still only just under the 1:30, so they've got some chipping to do to get the time down. Could it be a temperature thing that they're not? Sorry,
no, it's only 29 degrees traffic. No, plus it's cloudy. It's not sunny. So it's just the setup. If anyone's going to do it, if he gets these 2 quality laps in, I fully expect him to do 28s in that car. I keep forgetting what car's they're in actually.
Yeah, I don't forget which car and Nun's in because it was the one that I just couldn't do the same as what he could with it. And I think he did donate me some setups, and it was still the driving ability. But I'm only using a Logitech wheel, so
equipment has got things to do with it as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
But there is that quantum leap going from something like what I've got to a direct drive. I think the Nun's just gone outside the line there, coming out of the chicane. So I think that's going to be his.
It's still a valid lap, so he should still get a banker in. Should put his midfield.
He did have all 4 wheels outside the white line though.
Yeah, it's still valid. If you click on someone else and then back on his name, it's still grey.
Okay, right.
Should be still a time.
Brownster's banging on the door of a 1:28. He's on a 1:29.0. What's Anun got? Anun has got. He's in the 1:30 still.
Yeah, he's been pushing too hard, man.
Yeah.
He's give up.
Yeah, and he hasn't got time to get another one in. So that's him done.
Dan and Brownstead out of them 2.
So where's Donardi at the moment? Donardi, when the cameraman, everybody's still great. Donardi's going slow. Donardi's building for one last go here. Brownster's
took turn 1, 2, 3 and 4 beautifully, I must say.
Brownster and Donardi are doing that Senna thing of just trying to be the last one across the line. So Donardi's just gone through. Donardi's gone to the pit, sorry, I'm with Brownster. So Donardi's called it a day.
I'm with Bamp.
How's he getting on?
Very well. He took the first sector of the track was the best I've seen all night. Can you keep this up?
Let me just see what we've got going on. The chat suddenly. It's Raoul. Let's just see where we're at. Bear with me a second. That's fine. So, I'm with Chicken Paxo. So, Chicken Paxo's one of the. So he's crossed the finish line, so Chicken Paxo hasn't done any more. That teaches me to
Banff
look.
is just coming up. This should be good, really, or should be close.
Oh, he's catching up a little bit of traffic there. I think that's
Yeah,
Crombo Zoe. She's still in 14th at the moment, but only a few corners to go.
Banff just put in a lovely lap in P3.
Oh, I think. I think Brown's actually got a very good toe off Zoe there, but unfortunately that meant he sort of ran a bit deep and into the final chicane, so he's called it. Bazux, your man's out there. He's just coming up to the lines. Has he got anything better to bring to the party? We just haven't got that 128 you were hoping for.
Surprised at that.
And Chicken Paxo just nips that one up in the 4th, knocking Bazux down to 5th. So that is our qualifying for race 2. So front row, we've got the Brownster. Let's hopefully this time he can make sure he makes the grid and not come into contact with anyone. So that's Brownster and Donardi on row 1, and then we've got Banff and Chicken Paxo on row 2. Bazux and Marge up there in 6th on row 3, and a Nun, our race 2 winner there, down in 7th. So that's a big ask to try and get a win from down there in 7th, but he's had 2 good results already, so perhaps he's not too worried about race 3. And then we've got Photo Pig and Rusty Spanner on row 5, Group and Randy Flangepants row 6, Chris feeds up a little bit out of position there, down on row 7th alongside Crombo Zoe, and Simo there at the back in the Aston Martin. So hopefully we've got somewhere out there in the ether, we hopefully are going to be speaking to Bazux very briefly before the 3rd and final race of the evening. Are you there, Bazux?
Hello. Yes,
hello. How are you doing? What can you tell us about race 2 and that manoeuvre from Donardi?
Yes. He apologised. I obviously need to watch it back. But it did seem maybe a bit ambitious from where he was there. So, but no, it's all good. I think he sort of paid the penalty with that. He looked like Indy sort of dropped down to 5th. So, yeah.
Yeah, he has to go for it.
Yeah, you can't blame him for having a look.
But the right outcome happens, so all good.
I thought so. Yeah.
The karma was strong.
I wasn't sure if you guys were going to have that on the stream.
I was on board with him at the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, Stuart did bring his weight to the party tonight, because he was the one that picked up that Donardi was really close behind you, so I just jumped to the shot as you crossed the start-finish line, so that worked really well. We picked it up just as it happened. So
30 seconds.
Hey, these things happen in racing, don't they? So it's all good.
Yeah.
He's put a screaming time in. This has got a lot quicker, hasn't it, as the sessions have gone on? So yeah, we'll see how this goes with the night race. So.
It's a lot of flashing going on.
Well, I think the Brownster's desperate for just a decent run out, because the first race obviously had disconnected, or he didn't click drive quick enough and ended up in the starting from the pits, and then he ended up, it was almost like a pinball, wasn't it, Stuart, that he just
playing Call of Duty in the cockpit, I mean.
Well, at least he's managed to get started this time. There's a few sessions he's qualified really quick, and then not been there to sort of reap the benefits of a good starting spot. So at least he managed to get started this time.
Banff's done a beautiful lap.
I was thinking more of Days of Thunder, with sort of sending him back out, hit the pace car because you hit everything else. So
was it Brownster we came across? I came across on I think it was the last lap or second to last lap. He looked like he got stuck against the barrier, I think. So.
There didn't seem to be an awful lot of yellow McLaren paint left on that car by the time it got to the finishing line. So
a little less than optimal on the aero. But.
Yeah, well, it lost so much paint, I think it was underweight. So, any different thoughts as we go into the dark for this third and final race of the evening?
Well, yeah, dark always adds an element, doesn't it? But the track is getting a lot quicker. And it's a bit cooler as well. So, yeah, I'm not quite sure how this is going to play out, actually. Obviously, like to make my way forward from where I am, but yeah, quite a lot to do, I think. But shout out to Marge, because I know Marge was struggling ahead of qualifying starting, but he's got himself right up to 6th, so that's a great effort from him.
Is that using your setup?
Well, yeah, I wasn't going to say it, but yeah, he is. Yeah, I do take requests. Yeah.
Oh well, you got me the win last week, didn't you? So in another league, so your engineering skills.
I'm glad it's working out for him. So yeah, no, it is a tough car to set up on this track, the Ferrari. So yeah, hopefully you can see what we can do from there. So
are those engineering skills from real life racing, or just you sort of develop your skills using ACC?
Just ACC, really. Yeah, I wish I haven't done any sort of form of real life racing other than karting or whatever. But yeah, no, it's quite a satisfying process, I find, just to go through and get it set up. Just so. Yeah.
Okay, we'll let you go. We can see you're coming into the final chicane, so best of luck, and we'll speak to you hopefully after the race.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, thanks, Ben. So that was Bazett, who lines up 5th in this third and final race. We're going into the dark. The track is gripping up and the drivers are really in the groove, so we are expecting big things. So here we go, 3, 2, 1, and
green light, give it all you got.
Here we go into turn 1, and Brownster at last is away at the front in his pole position, and
and I've had a bit of door-to-door with Marge, and he's got through to turn 1.
Well, looks like, as far as I can see, everybody's still pointing the right way, I think.
Yeah, and Nunn had a great start. He pulled up alongside and then just took the corner.
Well, Brownster has had the best first half lap, really. He's had all evening. So he's still in the lead, he's pointing the right direction, and he hasn't got any damage. So I think you take that as a win. And well, looked like Donardi took a bit of a chunk out of the curb there. And I don't know who that was. Was that Bazek's going a bit slow there at the chicane?
Yeah, through the chicane, so Amon's got past.
Oh!
Got someone else off.
I think that was Marge going at a frightening rate into the barrier, I think, wasn't it, or not?
Yeah, it's Marge, yeah.
Yeah. He just... Oh, hello! And there's 2 more. I think that's Rusty Spanner. So Freddie's going to be upset. There's Rusty Spanner and I think that was Randy Flangepants coming together there. But they have both continued, so it was all action down at the Villeneuve chicane. So we'll pop back up to the front, and it looks like the Brownsters not getting away as quick as maybe we thought. So, end of lap 1, Brownster, followed by Donardi, Chickapaxo, Banff, and Anun up to 5th from, what was that, 7th on the grid, I think?
Yes, it's 7th, yeah.
So he took advantage of that mistake by Bazett, and he got by Marge as well. Marge is down to 11th, so he's obviously had a little bit of a problem somewhere.
Yeah.
So looks like Donardi's looking a bit racy on the back of Brownster here. What do you think? Is this a strike early thing? Oh. Is that?
Oh, someone's around. Oh, it's crashed.
Oh, that looked like that. From what I could see, I think that was Banff trying to go down the inside of Chickapaxo, and it looks like Anun's out. Anun is moving very slowly, or he's.
Yeah, Anun.
I'm not
Anun
sure.
Went straight into him.
Oh, Anun went into him, did he?
Yeah. He
okay.
It, so he smashed straight into him, so he's got massive damage. Back on the go now, though.
Yeah, I almost got the impression he was waiting. I don't know. He's run a bit wide there at the chicane, so I don't know if he's running. So he's down in 12th now. Yeah, I almost got the impression he was waiting for Banff. I don't know if that was the case or not, because there was.
No, it wasn't. I don't think it was his fault.
But okay, I'm hopping back to the front, and we've got Donardi giving Brownster a bit of a hard time here. Now this now puts Chicken Paxo to third. Oh, that was turn 2. It looked like Donardi was about to take a lunge down the inside, but he's all over the back of Brownster, giving him a hard time.
Slam shot.
Oh, I've got a horrible feeling this is going to end in tears.
Donardi. Going to be some doors are going to be closed.
Yeah,
not pass.
I think slam shut is probably more appropriate than closed. I don't know. Can Chicken Paxo make his way up to the back of Donardi and Brownster? Or do we think the pace of these front two? Are they too quick, or are they going to battle and hold each other up?
Chicken Paxo's as fast as them. I think he can get them, especially if they're going to battle. He'll catch them.
Get the feeling, the way the cars are appearing to me on screen, that they are trying really hard, because they're right on the edge of the limit of curbs, you know, kissing the gravel.
Pushing, aren't they?
Yeah. And it's interesting, these three guys here at the front, which is Brownster, Donardi and Chicken Paxo, first, second and third there on your screen.
Oh! Got a mistake. Oh, he's got him.
Do you think? But Brownster's still got the inside for the first corner. Can Donardi get that green Audi all the way round the outside?
Switch back.
Yeah. Brownster thought very quickly there from that mistake, didn't he? But look who it's brought into the party as well.
It's like watching Verstappen and Hamilton, this is.
Yeah.
Last year.
Is someone going to call it? I don't know how to describe that. It looked like Donardi gave a little bit of a love tap to the back of Brownster there, and he just got a little bit sideways, and then they all seem to sort of straighten up and get going again. So I don't quite know how that one's going to be argued out after the race.
I think Dan gave him a bit of a flash, because he sort of like, he was braking but blocking, I think.
Oh,
that's what they'll say anyway.
And it looked like, and Bazix is round at the chicane. I did see it looked like, I think he was battling with Rusty GT, and it looked like, I could see it in the background, it looked like I think Bazix was going down the inside. So quite what happened I don't know, but Bazix has dropped to 9th, 10th, possibly, yeah, he's dropped down to 10th, and he's actually one in front of, well, look at this, 9th is Banff in one Ferrari, Bazix is 10th in the next Ferrari, and then the Nun is 11th. So you got some really quick drivers there down towards the back end of the top 10.
Yeah, this is probably a non-drop round, but what's interesting now, Chicken Paxo's behind the Brownster, flashing him.
I'm starting to think that Chicken Paxo's got that button taped down. Look, it's permanent, isn't it? I'm surprised he hasn't tinted it blue and made out he's the police and he's going to pull over. But it looks like Brownster's now catching back up with Donardi. So I've just got a horrible feeling we're going to have a rather large heap of McLaren and Audi parts here in about the next 10 or 11 minutes.
Okay, so what you're saying, Chicken Paxo for the win?
I'm thinking Rusty GT for the win. Well, let's just look down at some of these other guys. We've got Rusty GT up there in 4th, and then we've got Photo Pig in 5th. So that's a cracking result. Chris V Dub there in 6th. Look at these guys. They're all taking advantage of these incidents of the fast boys. Groot's up in 7th. Margin 8th. And then we've got the drivers who've sort of tumbled down the grid a bit. We've got Banff in 9th, Bazix in 10th, and Nunn in 11th. So, and Freddie's guy, Rusty Spanner's not really having the best of races this time around. He's there in 12th, where the seriously slow cameraman is actually just getting it going again.
Yeah.
So
Mandy and Crumbo's are having a good little battle at the back.
Let's have a look. Oh, it looked like Rusty Spanner was just going a little bit haywire there. The cameraman at the third chicane is just horrific. You're always pointing the wrong way. So yeah, I've just flicked to that battle between Crombo and Randy. Looks like Randy's just dropped off the back there a little bit. But that's the great thing with Race Club. You do get these battles all the way down the field, so it's not one of those things where everybody sort of disappears and you're thinking,
No,
yeah, why am I bothering? You do find people to race with, and the other thing great is that everyone sticks with it, because we started with 15 and we've still got 15. That's a kiss of death.
Yeah, that's true. I love a good midfield battle.
Well, talk the midfield battles, let's have a look at this one. Oh my god, I've just moved to the battle between Chris V Dub in 6th, Groot in 7th, Marge in 8th and Banff in 9th. It's all a little bit frantic, and the Bazix is catching it up as well, and the Nun's in the background there as well. So this has all the potential for a certain amount of carnage. You got, well, effectively what, 5 drivers there with 3 drivers behind him, and I mean no disrespect to those that are in 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th and 8th, but the ones behind him are quicker drivers. But oh, hello, someone taking a bit of a scenic route there. I think that was Marge, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Marge has dropped behind Banff and Bazzitt, so the 2 Ferraris have taken a bit of a jump up there. So now they're after Group. Oh, hello. Oh no, that we did know that already. Sorry, I'm talking to myself here. I'm just trying to. There's so much going. It's always the same with third races. It's like, was Donardi leading? Yes, of course he was, because they. Yeah, that's right. I'm just sort of.
Oh, we got to move here.
Chris V Dub, is that?
Great. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Got him, it looks like.
Looked like he made a bit of a mistake there.
Keep pushing.
Oh, nice. Great drivers.
Somebody's gone a bit scenic there. I think it's Chris V Dub. And the two gold Ferraris are through, and Marge is following them through, and now a Nun's on the back of. Oh, a Nun's going for it straight away. I think down the inside of Chris V Dub. Oh no! Oh, who was that? Scott spun round. I think that was Marge, wasn't it? Yeah. Marge got. I've got no idea whose fault that was. It was in the middle of that pack. It could have been anybody.
I wasn't watching that one. I was watching the great driving from Groot.
So, Nun's just given a little bit of a. I think there was a little bit of a love tap to the back of Chris V Dub in 9th, and Nun's in 10th, Chris V Dub in 9th. So Nun's having a go now down the inside as we go to the final chicane. He's alongside. I think he's got that one done. Yes, he has. Blocked the door for the second part of the chicane. So that's a Nun up to 9th, but it doesn't look like Chris V Dub has quite given up on it yet. Yes, he has now, unfortunately. So that's a Nun to 9th. So Banff and Bazzitt are in front of him. So
Chicken
somewhere in the middle.
Got him.
Sorry?
Chicken Paxo's got the brown stuff.
Oh, missed that. Yeah. Was that into the chicane?
I didn't see it. I just jumped onto it now. I was watching Groot.
Oh, so we're on for an Audi 1-2 here.
Yeah, these are Ferraris. Lucky there's a drop round.
So it's all action all over the place. So talking to Groot, we've got, looks like there is Bazix has got by Groot on the way down to the Villeneuve corner, and it looks like Groot. Sorry, no, hang on. Who's got? That's right. I'm just waiting for it all to update. Yes, Groot has got been overtaken by Bazix, and now Banff is going down the inside at the right hander. Come on, cameraman, left, please. Yeah, he's got him, hasn't he? Yeah. So that's Banff up to 8th. Sorry, 7th, and Bazix up to 6th. So Nun will be the next one who wants to get by Groot. So there was some fairly tight pack racing there, wasn't there, between the anything from about 5th down to 12th, I think, for a few laps there, and we're already 13 minutes into this race. So Nun now has got a couple of seconds to catch up on Groot. I imagine he'll do that fairly quickly, because that'll get him up to 8th. But with his results in the other two. Sorry, go on.
I don't know how you do this every week. Jesus.
I just make it up as I go along. But none really for this race. It's not really a worry, is it? Because he's had 2 cracking results, so I don't see him getting sort of too much further up. Oh, talking of getting further up, we've got Rusty GT has just got by Photo Pig. We're missing all the overtakes at the moment, unfortunately, but Rusty GT's got himself back up to 4th. So, but look at the pace of the leaders. They're 14 seconds up the road from 4th place.
Who's coming into the pits?
Randy Flangeband.
And someone else. Rusty Stanley.
15 by the look of it. Was that Rusty? No, Rusty's going through the chicane. No, I can only see one in the pits at the moment.
Rusty's just exited the pits.
Oh, which Rusty? Okay.
Rusty's.
There's too many Rusties. Oh, hello, Rusty. Talking of Rusties, the other Rusty GT has just gone deep at the first corner, and Photo Pig has gone back through to 4th. So Photo Pig is going to be over the moon with only just over 5 minutes to go. If he can hang on to that 4th place, well, yeah. But Rusty GT is doing Photo Pig all the favours in the world here, isn't he? He's holding up those 2 gold Ferraris, which are like sharks that are going to chomp Photo Pig to 1,000 pieces, aren't they, when they get by? But Rusty GT's doing a stunning job there at the moment.
Oh, Bamford's got a great one on Mazet. Will he attack?
There they go.
Oh, he's attacking. Oh, what a move.
Yeah, great move. But again, is that the problem, being bottled up behind that Ferrari in front, though?
I didn't think he'd attack his teammate like that, but he's just thought, I'm having that.
Well, I think for both of them, this would be their worst result, wouldn't it, for the evening? So, but Rusty GT, tip my cap to him. He's holding them off, isn't he? And they're 2 fast drivers behind him in those other Ferraris, so it's the same kit.
Yeah.
So the one that's all like, he's going to be absolutely over the moon is Photo Pig. Oh, hello, the Ferraris are at it again.
Oh, Bamford's gone wide. Oh, Gazik's got that back.
They swapped back again there, did they? I was just on the wrong car at the time.
Yeah, Gazik's he's had that one back.
I'm going to stick with this battle because I think at the moment, looking down the totem pole, this is the tightest battle on the field at the moment, because Denali out front is a second and a half ahead of Chicken Paxo, and then Brownsters in 3rd, so I don't see anything in there developing. Oh, Rusty GT. Yeah. Oh, hello, they're swapping back again.
No, it's back again.
Yeah. Oh, and look who's turned up to the party, a nun. He's going to gate crash this Ferrari party, I think, for 5th, 6th and 7th, so he's going to want it. Oh, just as I said it, he's gone agricultural, and I thought he was going to take another one out there. He went for the full triple wall smash there.
Yeah.
If it was Mario Kart, he'd earned about 4 bananas and a mushroom. But I think he's probably going to bumble back to the pits for that one. So, just as I said, he's going to turn up and make it all exciting. He wrecked it. So, here we go. I reckon... What do we reckon? Another 3 laps again, isn't it?
Yeah,
so,
are they going to work together, or...
Who do you think's going to work together?
Attack? The 2 Ferraris, Bazix and Bant, or are they just going to go full-on attack?
Well, they seem to be mainly attacking each other. And Rusty GT... I tell you what, at the bar tonight, Photo Pig, if he hangs on to that 4th position, he needs to be buying some points for Rusty GT, because he's doing a stunning job here of holding off those 2 Ferraris, isn't he?
Yeah, right. Oh, drive through.
Oh, for the Brownstar.
Pushing.
That's going to be painful. Photo Pig could be on the podium. This is the Kevin Magnussen moment of race club here, I think, if Photo Pig gets onto the podium, because he will be absolutely over the moon. And Rusty GT has got his elbows and mirrors out with that Ferrari, isn't he? Holding off those other two.
Oh, switchback coming.
No, he just can't quite do it. Rusty GT, I'm well impressed here. He's up there in 5th and he's hanging on to it. Oh, hello, the two teammates going at it again. No, that decided against it. Right, we've got 2 laps to go now. Anunda's called it a day. He's parked it in the pits. Brownster's doing his drive-through. So you can see him on the right-hand side of your, or you could just on the right-hand side of your screen, just bumbling through the pits. And the pit exit on this is quite long, isn't it? So this is going to be quite painful, I think, for Brownster, isn't it? Oh, hello, they're getting
on the outside.
He's trying to do it.
Side by side.
No, is that a team attack? They go on each side. Oh no! They've taken each other out. Bazzett's in the fence there. Oh, that's going to be a bit painful, isn't it? Oh, the after race discussion could be lively. Oh, I think that's Crumbo. Oh no, Rusty GT is off the track and Banff is through, I think.
Yeah.
Rusty GT, you did a fantastic job. Now, Photo Pig has only got to hold on for a lap and a half. Here with this. Oh, he's in the Ferrari as well. He's got 4 seconds on Bazzett's. Surely he can hang on for this one.
Right, man, leader is on the final lap.
You can see Bazzett's. Oh, sorry, it's Bazzett's that is up to 4th. I got those the wrong way round. So where did the Brownsters' night of hell end up? Oh, there. He's he appears to have had a connection issue, shall we say? He's now got to walk the length of the house and pick up his controller. So, where do we look? Rusty GT and Bam. Rusty GT hasn't given up, has he? He's still. Banff has just got by him, but Rusty GT is still hanging in there, isn't he? Photo Pig will explode with a podium from this.
Oh yeah, he's on podium, yeah.
Yeah.
3 seconds, last lap.
He's got it, surely he's got it. I feel I should stay with him because... Hello,
Yeah.
is he... Yeah, he's still got clear space. This is where you just think, oh, I'll just brake a little later, and it just goes horribly wrong, doesn't it? You skip them across the gravel. So, he's just got to get it through this chicane. I think the gap is coming down, but not by enough that's going to allow Bazzett's to do anything here.
I'd have even straight lined that chicane then and used all of my track limits.
Finished the race.
Bazzett's is still hammering that flash button.
Trying everything, bless him.
So, hang on, I missed it. Donardi has crossed the line with the win. Chicken Paxo second. Sorry, Photo Pig. Sorry, Photo Pig is our hero of the evening. Here he comes out of the last corner, heading towards finish line. Photo Pig is on the podium. He will be over the moon with that one. Fantastic drive there. And then we've got Bazzett's coming through in 4th. Banff, his teammate in the other Ferrari, in 5th. Rusty GT, still a good result there in 6th place. And then Groot, who I think, didn't he have a few adventures early on? He's come through in 7th.
He drove really well at the start. He did some nice moves there.
Chris V Dub got up from about 12th to 8th there. Marge coming through in 9th place. And Crumbo Zoe, I was going to say, with another nice result there. Unfortunately, the car possibly isn't overly impressed with the situation because she seems to have some modified aero with the bonnet there. So, but she has crossed the line and finished. And Nun is in the pits. And Simo, who's had a couple of races, finished in the pits, but he's missed the last corner there. Yeah, left a bit, right a bit. Yep, you've got it. There we go. That was actually the rallycross circuit. And Simo is taking the checkered flag. So everyone's taking the checkered flag tonight there. So there we go, that's your 3rd and final race. So please don't forget to join us next week. We've got our season finale, which is going to be a 2-hour race from Kyalami. So I think I'll need a bit of Red Bull and quite a lot of lozenges by the time we finished that one. So how was it for you, Stuart, your first night in the commentary box?
Oh, I think I'm awful. I'm much better on track than talking about it, to be honest.
Well, it does take a little bit of getting used to. It's trying to convert the picture you see into an audio for people to watch. So it does take, it took me a little while to get the hang of it. So I just seem to have a natural ability to talk bollocks for about 3 hours. It's an unusual gift, and it doesn't seem to enhance my CV very much.
No, you're really good at it, to be fair.
So, but no, thanks very much for joining us. And you brought an insight that I couldn't bring to it with understanding. And of course, we were going to talk to Basics. Forgot about that. Sorry, Ben, are you there? I was waffling on and forgot about you. Are you there, Ben?
Right, it's easily done. Hello.
Hello. Talk us through that last race, because there seemed to be an awful lot going on, and I'm not quite sure where to start.
Carl, that was it was pretty hectic, that one. I think it started to go a little bit wrong. I nearly wiped Jack out on the first lap.
And Jack being Banff, who is,
yes.
let's just clarify, is your teammate.
He is, yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure of that.
And then, I think I need to apologise to Rusty. I sort of caught the inside curb going into the chicane, and we came together. So apologies to him for that. But I fared worse than that. So
I was going to say, you seem to come off worse from that one.
Yeah, I mean it was on, and then I just seemed to forget about those enormous sausage curves, and just sort of clipped one and kind of went airborne into the side of him. So yeah, my bad on that one. But yeah, pretty good result from there, really. Build it back up. Yeah, it was good fun.
Brilliant. Are you looking forward to next week and 2 hours in the rig?
Yeah, I'm going to need a drink, I think. 2 hours. It'd be a good one. These endurance races are always good fun. We saw with Spa last week, anything can happen right up to the last last lap, really. 2 hours is a long time. Anything can happen. Pretty good way to finish the season off. So.
Oh, brilliant. Okay, we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we'll have a bit of chatter with you in the pit lane again as we did this week. Or last week.
It's been a pleasure.
Brilliant.
Cheers, guys.
Okay, Stuart, any final words for our listeners out there, if they're still listening? Which, according to YouTube, they are.
Join and race. I might even race next week, actually. I do love that track.
Yeah, let's fill the grid out.
Definitely. Full grid, 2 hours, Kyle. I mean, what a race track that is.
And there's good overtaking opportunities down the end of that straight as well, isn't there?
Oh, that'll be Aston Pack, that one, definitely. I'm really tempted to race that, to be honest.
Well, you can be in the same chat, and then you can join us, in the same way as Ben does.
Yeah.
There we go. Sorted. We'll see you next week.
All right, everybody.
Brilliant. Thanks a lot. Stay online, and I'll just end the stream. Okay, thanks everyone for listening, and we will catch you same time, same place next week.